Hey y'all, it's Lippy. We're out in the garden. I'm gonna sit down for a minute. I gotta set this coffee cup down. We got some more rain coming in, but I walked out here to check everything. I've been in the shed packaging. This is basically just a hodgepodge of an update. Let's start most recent with the storm. A cold front caught up with this massive storm that took place Friday night. And there was a lot of lives, from what I understand, injured, and there was some lives taken. It was very, very sad, but we were spared. We did get some wind. We had some limbs down. We got a little rain. But the neighbors 2 doors down wasn't so lucky. There was a large oak tree that runs in a creek beside their home that fell directly in the middle of their roof. No injuries, but they do have damage. So we was spared. Now, we did have 8 hours of no power, and that was rough because there's no screens on these windows. We don't know where the screens are. They weren't here when we purchased the home. And we looked at ordering screens. You'd have to custom order because of the size of the windows. So that was on the project list for Buddy to build screens. He builds awesome screens. Well, since Friday, we realized that's going to be a task that we need to take sooner than later, is to him sit down in the evenings and just build some screens, especially if we can get, there's a couple of windows that run throughout the house that would connect to bring airflow in. So we want to concentrate on those. Let me move this camera because my hand's shaking. And Friday night, before all the storms, yes, I'm sitting underneath this stupid tree, but I got a hat on. About 5 o'clock, I got a call from the insurance company of the gentleman. Very nice man. The reason why it took so long for him to contact me is because he was trying to find all the information. The truck and the insurance is actually in someone else's name. Doesn't mean that he wasn't listed as a driver, but it doesn't mean that they're not going to cover me. But he did ask that I give him a day or two to get in touch with the owner of the vehicle, which is the owner of the insurance policy, because there's been no claim on their end. No phone call or anything. So he's going to make contact with them, and then he will contact me back. And I told him, yes, I'd give him till Tuesday evening, and then I would just turn it over to my insurance. So we did get a call from that last video I did Friday, about, I don't remember, noon or 1, when I announced we wasn't going live because of the storms. So we're caught up on, we were blessed, no damage. We did finally get information from the insurance company. And like I said, we've got rain coming in. Buddy's out working on the rabbit coop, putting sidewalls and things like that up, because we was able to get a hold of some cut off good tin, but he's just trimming it, and he's going to block each side. But I'm out here. I'll give you a run through of where we stand in the garden. There's been some changes. It's slow growing, but it's growing. And that's to be expected because we've not had consistent cool weather. We've had more consistent hot weather. Right now, it's in high 70s. There's a little bit of wind picking up, but I've been in long sleeves because, like I said, I've been in the sugar shack getting all the voodoo mix packaged because the labels did come in. So I will be announcing that Monday or Tuesday because it's going to go on my website. We're going to actually open and launch if I can figure out this shipping. This shipping is all over the place. It's wrong, but that's still workable. If it's $1 or $2 that you overpaid, if you decide to order, that's going to be reimbursed. But we're going to try not to do that. We're going to really try to hone in on the correct amount. It's just a little tough. You got to get the kinks out. So I'm going to turn the camera around. We're going to do a quick garden tour. I got to get back after these videos. It's just been so much going on, and I've tried to keep you guys posted on what's been happening. It's just life. sometimes so much catches up with us, and it's like, okay, you have to pick and choose. And of course, I had to choose social media to go on the back burner because there was other things more, that was actually pressing. But I don't ever keep y'all, in the dark. I always keep y'all, posted on what's happening. So I'll turn it around and let's see what my garden's doing. Okay, we're at the front side and we have something new. Oh, I see one, but that doesn't mean it's not good. It just got beat down. But these are some strawberries that I got from Broussard Homestead. And the way that I chose to plant them is I made furrows. Now see, I'll trim this one off. I mean, they just got planted, guys, when that storm come through. But what I've been doing is lightly watering down. Let me see where my finger is. Through these furrows right here. What I'm doing is I'm allowing the roots to reach deeper on their own to draw this water because they're so new. But some of these I will have to cut back, and that's fine. But they really look good, and the reason why I say that is because I'm getting some new growth. So let's pray that these are survived through the winter, and these are ever bearing. Very, very blessed to have these. All right, and we're gonna see some chickens because they found their way. That's just the garlic chives. They're doing great, and I cook with these all the time. Oh, okay. One chicken decided to shake. There's another one. Can you see that? And here's one. Hey, girls. Miss Lippy and her hodgepodge. And here's that reddish bed. Remember, none of these came up. But the house tools, what is that, the champions, they're doing great. So I'm gonna go ahead and plant some more over here. Our purple top turnips. This is the house tools. And these were, did I mark them, y'all? I thought those were burpee. I have to look at my calendar and see what I wrote down. But there you go. Now these are the 7 tops. This is from our co-op. These are 7 top turnips. They're doing great. Here's our tender tops. They were slow coming, but they're doing fine. And as you can see, there's a theme. We love leafy greens. Here's our broadleaf mustard. I do see some empty spots here, but if I was to zoom in, they're slowly wanting to come up. Here is our Georgia collards. Now remember, I planted that one. I'm testing something, but they're all are doing great. Now they would do a lot better if we could get some much cooler temps. Oh, our carrots. If you really look, there's not much growth here. They're coming in. See? And then if I go down, they're coming in. So I'm not quite understanding, because what it looks like is they all run this way. But yet, they are germinating in these dead spots. They're just hard to see. But they're doing good. They're slow. I really thought they would be much more ahead. But I will say that the short and sweets, as well as the Carrata carrots, have caught up with each other, and they are the same. It's just the front of the bed is questionable, but they are coming up. Now what you're seeing here is some elephant garlic. Buddy planted them while I was down at Broussard Homestead farming. This was a gift from Miss Allison, and they are coming up. But I want y'all to see something. Remember that really heavy downpour we had, and then all of a sudden it went away? But I want you to look at this. That's carrots, y'all. That's a carrot. There's a carrot sitting right next to the carrot bed. So y'all know what happened. There's some more carrots. Say hello, girls. Hello, girls. They go wherever I go. Now for the cabbage. You see a lot of white? How about this was engulfed in cabbage worms? I forgot to cut that. So I did a heavy haircut and I doused it. So yes, I think I've got a battle on my hands. So what I did was I went ahead and gave a little powder dust to my Brussels sprouts. But you see, they just shot right on up. Here's my green onions. Well, I think these are walking onions, if I'm not mistaken. I'll have to ask Wanda, because we just took a big clump and I separate them. See, they're going to flower. But look, I want to show y'all. I got more loquats. Remember, this was the loquat bed. Here's one here. But we didn't know it because our youngest grandson, Mo, changed my cards out. So, of course, we know this is where I planted the loquats. Not in that bed. So I'll be digging them up. My other two Brussels sprouts, like I said, I gave them a dusting. But look at this celery. Is it not gorgeous? And this is my favorite part of a celery, is the leaves. So much flavor. Okay, here's our broccoli. Are you seeing a little more snow? Well, when I saw them cabbage worms, I hit all the plants. That Swiss chard is doing great. I mean, it has doubled in size. This one is a little on the limp side. But I'm gonna back up because this is the Detroit beets, remember? Well, they are poking their head up. But if you remember, this was the burpee on this side. This was, they're called survival. I've never grew this brand of seed. But I want you to see burpee and a different company. Same beet. Here is our other cabbage. Remember, I put two here. I do have a little bit of bite here, but I couldn't, let me move the camera, but I couldn't find anything. But now, as you can see, I douse underneath the leaves. And there you have it. This is our little garden. Baby steps, moving towards juvenile steps, on into adult steps of gardening. But y'all, whenever I can get every one of these beds full and the center built, what? Watch out, Lippy will be back in heaven. So there's a quick update of the weather, of the accident, and the update on the garden. And you got to see some of the girls. Oh, y'all haven't seen, we did more clearing. Let me set the coffee cup down. And they're out there. That's what got my attention. We do a little square at a time, but let me show you the clearing. Can y'all see that? We was able to clear another spot. Lots of roots, bricks. I could almost, we could, not I, who am I kidding? We, as in me being the helper that hands stuff, could almost build a small house with the amount of bricks that we dig up. and the old stumps, and you know, it's like I said, baby steps. But that clearing that I showed you, we was able to get it level, and he'll come in there and spread it out. And then back behind us, we've made like a burn pit. We let Cameron take his four-wheeler and just round it and round it and round. And really, it already had some, I don't know what you call it. They had koi ponds or something. Anyway, we let him just dig a big circle, and now we're burning in the circle because we're going to have dirt hauled in eventually when we move back to that spot. Well, I can show you there is something new on the homestead. We got to set this down again. And it's going to come in handy. Let me show y'all. Okay, Buddy was working on this today. He's almost completed with it. This is a 12 by 24. And it's a high pitch for snowbanks. Well, we don't have snow, but this is now going to house all of the items that is stored in our garage. So we can actually get in there and put the new garage door on, the walls, because all the sheetrock's busted and tore, and we can manage to cut the wall out and put our master bath plumbing together. But we had to figure out where to house this stuff. There it is. Once we get through, this will then be his boat shed. We'll be able to put our boat in here, zip it down, and be done. So he's worked on this all weekend long. And right here is all the wood and 2x4s, 2x6s, those are covered. Awesome beds, beds that's already been built. I forget what came in them, but that's where we're storing all of our pallets and wood and boards right here. It's a good spot to store it. So when I saw that he's pretty well completed with that, I call it a portable shed. Now, it ain't going nowhere. It's got 3 feet of rebar hammered down in there and tie downs, and it's framed with 2x4s around. But when that went up today, and yesterday it went up, but he finalized it today. He's got some inside stuff to do. I was like, oh my word. Almost a year later, y'all, and we have finally been able to find something that is going to work to store all of that garage stuff until we can actually build a shed. And this was $350. Now, it's been in a box for a while, but it is out of the box because we didn't know where to put it. We first wanted to move it behind my shed. Well, no, that's where the future shed is going to be for him. And we knew that we didn't want to take it down because that's the worst thing you can do. If you're wondering why I'm shaking, I'm going to have to put you here. This arm got tired. And we said, well, that's the best spot right there. Because with the 3 oak trees that he's got to lay down, that will give him a clear spot with the truck to back the boat in. So it's going to serve a dual purpose. And the frame down the road, because I think we've got 5-year warranty. So, you know, if the cover and all goes out, because it's not one, I think it's one solid. No, the top's solid, and then the sides is second. If I'm not mistaken. I'll have to have Buddy explain it. The frame is there for us then to put tin on, because the frame is now in the ground. Now, a hurricane would take it out. We're not going to get a hurricane here. We may get the outer band force winds if it was huge. Tornado could probably take it out. It'd be hard for it to pull it up. It'd probably just rip the stuff. So that was the best $350 we could have spent a while back. But now it's become reality because it's there. So we just got to get some muscle, get some help to unload the garage. And then we move to the plumbing. and closing in all the gaps in there that's going into the attic. Of course, you know, we're losing our AC. We lose the heat. I don't know what they did in this garage. I really don't know. But there's holes in the walls. Look like a foot went through it. Y'all, it's a hot mess. But we are making our way there. And now to the bath. I cannot wait. I just can't wait. So that's where we're at. And I'll just see how this week goes. But the voodoo dust is getting packaged. I have to let y'all know on the website because my daughter's still working on the shipping. Something's not calculating. So we got to get those kinks done. So you can still order from Etsy, but I probably won't put the voodoo dust on the Etsy. The website will be up and running this week. If not tomorrow, she may find the kink and fix it. But some done got messed up with the shipping. That's all I'm gonna tell y'all, because I was like, oh hell no, there's something wrong with the shipping. She's like, what you mean? I said, the shipping's more than the trio. She says, uh-oh. So, you know, it's the kinks. It's the kinks. And I want it to be as near perfect as it can be. I'm sure when it launches, there's going to be some imperfections. But thank God I have y'all, because y'all get it. You understand it. You don't expect perfection. You expect the truth. No different than me. So, all right, I'm going to get this uploaded. I got to go help Buddy. I got to get the kids all ready. Mommy will be picking them up in less than an hour. So, as always, stay safe, stay well, and God bless. And I need another cup of coffee. See you on the next one.